And I have started recording. Thanks, Val.
All right. Hi, everybody. Get rid of this little window on my screen. My name is Val, and I work for Michaels. And today we are going to make this cute little pom-pom bird. So I'm going to move him up to my camera a little bit. So what you need today is you're going to need some yarn. You're going to need some glue. You're going to need a pipe cleaner, chenille stem, some pony beads. Got some pony beads here. Oops. Oh, I just dropped them. Some pony beads and some wiggle eyes. All right. So pick out the color of yarn that you want your little pom-pom bird to be. I've already made a red one, and then this guy's yellow. So I think I'm going to use green for my next one. So what you're going to do is just unroll some of your yarn, and you're going to start wrapping it. You know what, we probably should go to this view. So you're going to start wrapping your yarn around 3 fingers, 3 or 4 fingers. It just depends on how big your hand is. And if you want a bigger bird, a bigger pom-pom, use more fingers. And if you want a smaller ones, fewer fingers. So I'm going to do 3 because you can see that my pom-pom is going to be about 3 fingers big. So we're going to just wrap this yarn around and around and around and around. And I want it to be about 50 times. Now, it's not exact. It doesn't matter if it's 55 or 45. Just keep wrapping it around. And I'm not even counting, so I'm just going to eyeball it. But if you're counting, you want to go about 50 times because you want a nice fluffy pom-pom. If you don't have a big enough wrap around your fingers, your pom-pom's not going to be quite as fluffy. We're just going to wrap, 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 wrap. Okay, I'm going to stop wrapping. So now what I'm going to do, and I'll stop after this. I'll give you guys time to wrap, but what you're going to do next is you're just going to slide the whole bundle off of your hand and just lay it down. Now I'm going to cut this off. Okay, so I have my little bundle of loops. Then I'm going to cut a piece of yarn. It's about 12 inches long. So, maybe from your arm to from your fingers to your elbow to measure. Okay. And you're going to take your bundle, lay it on top of that yarn. And this is really important. You're going to tie it and you're going to pull it really, really tight as you can. Because if it's not tight enough, your pom-pom will fall apart. So you're going to tie it and then you're going to tie a knot. So now your bundle will look like this. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to finish doing that before we move on to the next step. When you're sliding your bundle off of your fingers, just try to make sure you keep the loops all together, okay? If you don't want them to fall apart, because you want them to be able to be all tied together like this. So this length that we have here at the top, this is going to be our little hanger. See how I have on this guy at the top? So if you want to hang him from something. So we're just going to leave that long like that. And you can always cut it later, but it's better to have it. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut open all the loops. So you're going to take your scissors and you're going to stick it in between the loops and cut them apart. Just make sure you get all the loops cut apart. Make sure you get both sides. Now you can kind of fluff it and see if you missed any loops. So now you can kind of see mine's kind of crazy looking. There's some long ones and some short ones. And if you like it like that, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim it down. If you cut it a little bit shorter, it'll be a little fuller and fuzzier when you get your pom-pom done. So you kind of shape it into a ball, kind of like you're cutting your bushes outside, giving it a haircut. Just be careful not to cut yourself. You are holding your pom-pom with one hand and cutting with the other one, so just be super careful. Give mine just a little bit more of a haircut. That's pretty good. So I'm going to get rid of my
Hey,
a
Val.
little
So
fuzzies. Yes.
we have a couple questions rolling in. It looks
Okay.
like people would like to see the tying again, or how you
Okay.
tie that.
Let
first.
me wrap one real quick, and I'm going to do it with white this time. I think you might be able to see it better. So let me just wrap. Let me do a
And
real quick wrap.
We are getting some questions that our audience cannot hear you. So I
Oh,
was
they
wondering,
can't?
yeah, a few have said this. So I'm wondering if you can unmute yourself on this camera, the overhead camera.
Overhead. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then maybe mute yourself on the front.
Okay. Okay. Still getting feedback. Is that better?
Now we're getting an echo. So maybe
Yeah, I got a bad echo.
Okay. So maybe let's just reverse the sound again.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we are getting mixed reviews. It sounds like that half the audience can hear and half there have been some saying that they cannot hear. So we can roll with this
Maybe I
side.
can talk louder.
Yeah, maybe that's a great happy medium. So
Okay.
thank you so much for everyone bearing with us during that technical situation. So
Yeah, I'll try to talk louder. Maybe I wasn't talking loud enough.
great. So it sounds like we can just go over a few steps again and then
Yep.
be great. Thank you, Val.
Okay, so I just wrapped it, I did another little bundle wrap. Okay. So I'm going to lay it down on my piece of yarn that I cut that's about 12 inches long. It's about from my fingertip to my elbow long. So you're just going to tie it around the middle of the bundle. You're not going through the loops, you're just going around the bundle. Just like that. And that's what it'll look like once you have it tied. You'll have loops on both sides. And then you tie a knot so it stays. Okay, just like that. That's what it's going to look like when you have it tied. Okay, and then the next step is to cut open your loops. See how I'm cutting the loops open? If you can't hear me real well, you should be able to follow what I'm doing. Cutting the loops open. So now I have a fluffy pom-pom. And now I'm going to give it a haircut. Just kind of going all around it. So we want it to be a ball when we're done. Oop, I found some loops that weren't cut. If you find some loops that weren't cut, go ahead and cut them. Just cut them open. So you want all the ends to be showing. All right. So there's my little white one. I'm going to get rid of my yarn scraps. Okay. So we got that part done. So now what we're going to do is we need another piece of yarn about the same length that you cut the first one. Now this is how we're going to make the legs for our bird. So what we're going to do is this is going to be the top. This is our hanging yarn. Lay the finished one right next to it. Okay, so that's going to be, we'll cut that, we'll tie it and cut it down later. So I'm going to take my other piece of yarn and I'm going to go around the pom-pom. So it's around the middle. And tie it real tight. And tie a knot so it stays nice, so it holds nice and good. Okay, so now you've got your yarn at the top for the hanger and your yarn at the bottom for the little legs. Well, I found some more loops in mine. You might still find some loops, just cut them open if you find some loops as you're going. You want it to all be open, and then you can trim it up again. You can trim it at the end if you want. So now our pom-pom is going to look like that. Our hanger at the top and our legs at the bottom. Now, you can make your legs however long you want. If you want them to be this long, that's fine. I didn't make mine too long. I might make these guys a little bit longer. So I'm going to take some pony beads, some different colors of pony beads. I'm going to take 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each leg. I'm just going to string them on. You might have to twist your yarn to get it through because sometimes it wants to sort of unravel. So you can see how the yarn is twisted naturally. So just twist it like that and it'll give you a little bit better point. Okay. Whoop. Okay, so there's my 5 pom-pom or pony beads for my legs. So I think I'm going to make my legs about that long. So I'm going to tie a knot 3 times. You can either do that, or because the holes in these beads are kind of big. So if I only do 1 knot, it's going to slide right over the knot. The other thing you can do is you can tie around the pony bead, just like that. The last pony bead on the end, you can tie around that, and that'll hold your pony beads on there, just like that. Oh, I'm missing one. There we go. So then you can cut the excess yarn off the bottom. Right? So there's one leg. So I'm going to do the other leg. I've got 5 more pony beads. 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to string them on. And if your yarn is fraying too much, you can just cut a little bit off the end. Get you a clean end. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to line up my legs so they're about the same length. Okay, and I'm going to put my finger right where I want it to end, and that's where I'm going to tie the yarn around that last pony bead. This might be an easier way than trying to do a triple knot to get your beads to stay. So there we go. We have my 2 legs for my bird. I'm going to cut the end off. All right, so that's all right. That's where we're at now. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a beak for our bird. So I'm going to give my bird a pink beak. Now you don't need very much of this. This is a pipe cleaner chenille stem. You're going to bend it to like a V. See how I did that? And then I'm just going to cut it off so it's even. So that's all you need, is about that much for your beak. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to put glue on the ends. And I'm going to stick it right in the middle of my pom-pom. Just like that. You guys see? So that's going to have to dry. So you're not going to want to handle it too much while it's drying, but we're going to do the wiggle eyes next. And that's also going to have to dry. So let's see, I'm going to give him some big eyes. I've got different sizes. So you guys can go with little eyes or bigger eyes. I think I'm going to go with the big eyes. So I'm going to add some glue to the back of my eyes. I'm going to stick them on where I think his eyes should be. You know, what's fun about this project is, you can make a bird, but you can also make any kind of critter you want. You can make him a silly critter or a monster. You can, put eyes all over him, and you can maybe make him for Halloween or something and make a ghost, or just make a silly monster. So this is what my little guy looks like now. It's got legs. So I'm going to take my top yarn and I'm just going to wrap it around my finger and tie it into a knot. Just pulling the yarn through just like that. And I'm going to cut off the extra. So now I can hang him if I want to. And this is what he looks like. He's got longer legs. There's the other guy. Here we go. We have any other questions?
Right now, Val, I think from what I'm understanding from the audience, they would love to see it again, if possible.
Again. Do you want me to
there's
start
just
with
many steps people?
Okay.
Yes, people have many questions on how to do the tying again, or the pom-pom, or to make the legs again. So
well,
yeah,
let's do it. Let's do another one. You guys can watch. We'll do another one. Let's see.
Great.
Let's do a red one this time. Okay. So I'm going to start. If you need to see this part, stop what you're doing and watch. I will get to the other parts after we get this part done. Okay. So we'll get to the legs and all the other things after I get another pom-pom made. So I'm just going to make this pom-pom, just wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. Don't wrap too tight or your fingers will turn purple. Mine are kind of turning purple. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay. And I'm got my other piece of yarn, laying it right there on my table, sliding this off my fingers, and I'm keeping the bundle together and I'm laying it right on the yarn, right in the middle. Okay, pull the ends up. I'm going to tie it once, really tight, as tight as I can. And then I'm going to tie it again so I have a knot. Okay, all right. So that's what it looks like after it's tied. We still have the loops on the ends, the strings in the middle. So now I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to stick them in the middle of the loops like that. See how I'm putting my scissors point right in the middle of the loops? And I'm cutting, and then you can see how they cut open. All right, now I'm going to fluff it up. I'm going to give it a haircut. there's some loops I missed. Okay, rid of my scraps. All right, so now we have our pom-pom. There are strings at the top for hanging. I'm going to do the strings from the bottom in a different color. Maybe you guys can see that better. So I'm going to do it in white so we can see it a little better. So I'm going to do another length, just like that of the first one. I'm going to tie it around the pom-pom. So remove my hands just like that. I'm going to tie it tight and it'll disappear into the middle of your pom-pom. See how you can't see any of the white yarn around the pom-pom except for what I'm holding. And then we're going to tie a knot. So now I have my legs. I have my hanging string at the top and my legs at the bottom. I'm just going to make it, just cut this so it's even. All right. And take some pony beads. And I'm going to thread them on the ends. 1, 2, 3. You can fill up, if you got lots of pony beads, you can put them all the way up your legs if you want. What do I have? 4, 5. I'm going to put 5 on this guy on one leg. Okay. I'm going to make his legs shorter. So I'm going to take the last bead. This is the length I want my legs to be. I'll put the bead where I want the end of my leg to be, and I'm just going to tie the yarn around it and hold it in place, just like that. And then I'm tying a knot. So I have two ties to keep it nice and secure. Okay, I'm going to cut off the part that's sticking off, the extra. Okay, now I'm going to take 5 more beads and I'm going to put them on the other leg. I want to twist your yarn to get it to go through the pony beads, okay? 1, 2, 3. See them? 4. And 5. So now I'm going to line this up with the other leg so they're about the same length. Okay. Now I'm going to hold this, I'm going to slide these beads up so they're not in my way. I'm going to hold the bead in place. I'm going to tie the yarn in a knot around the bottom bead. Two times to keep it nice and secure. And then I'm going to cut the extra bit off. Okay. All right. So this is where we're at. We have 2 legs and our body. So now I'm going to give him a green beak this time. I'm going to cut a little piece of chenille stem with my scissors. I'm going to fold it in half so it's like a V, just like that. You can kind of squish it down a little more, just like that. I'm going to put some glue on the ends. Oh, come on, glue. And I'm going to stick it in the middle of my pom-pom where his beak would go. Okay, and I'm going to take 2 eyes, 2 wiggle eyes, some glue on the back, stick them to my yarn. All right, and there he is. I think I'm not going to hang this guy. He's just going to be my little bird. We've got that guy, and that guy, and that guy. 3 silly birds. This guy looks a little bit more like a monster than a bird with his big eyes. Oh, he's got 2 different eyes. Huh, that's why he looks like a monster. One's bigger than the other one. I kind of like that. All right. Any other questions? This is being recorded, so you can go back and watch it after it gets posted. If you want to make it again, if you forgot how to do it. And making pom-poms are fun. You can make lots of things from pom-poms. So have fun with making pom-poms with all the rest of your yarn.
Actually, Val, I think that is the biggest question we're receiving right now is just how to make the pom-pom. Maybe a good closing would just to be go over that one more time.
I sure can. Let me get these guys out of the way.
But yes, Val is right. This is being recorded and will be on the Michaels YouTube channel in about 24 hours. And then it will appear on michaels.com/classes the next day. So it's always nice to go over a class if you've missed some steps. But thanks, Val, for showing us the pom-pom again.
Sure. Okay. I'll take my end of my yarn and 3 of my fingers. Now I have bigger fingers than you guys, so you might want to do 4. You can also, let me give you another tip. You can also cut a piece of cardboard. Let me do that real quick because I have some cardboard here. I'm going to do it around my finger, and then I'm going to show you another way. Okay, so first I'm going to show you my fingers. This is easiest because you don't need anything else. Just keep wrapping around your fingers about 50 times. See how my yarn is getting thicker and thicker on my fingers? Okay, and when you stop, just cut the end off. Now, this is the important part. If you can, well, it'll be too hard. Slide it off your fingers. So it's just like that. If you turned it sideways, you would see it would look like a donut. We want it to look like this. So we're going to lay that down. I'm going to let that sit there, and I'm going to show you how to make the same bundle on a piece of cardboard. So if you have a piece of cardboard, I'm going to go this way because this is about the same width as my fingers. So you're going to hold the yarn with your thumb and wrap it around the piece of cardboard about 50 times. So the cardboard is replacing your fingers. So now you have more of a free hand, but you still have to hold the cardboard. So you're going to still wrap that about 50 times. You want it nice and fluffy. So you want lots of wraps. So you can take an old cereal box or a piece of a shoe box, or get one of your parents or an adult to cut a piece of cardboard if you want to go this way. Okay. I'm just going to use up the rest of my yarn because my yarn's almost done. Oh, there we go. Okay. So when you get that filled up, just like you slid it off your fingers, you're going to slide it off the cardboard. You might have to bend the cardboard a little to get it off. Okay. So again, you're just going to lay it like that. If I turned it sideways, you'd see the hole like a donut. Okay. So now I'm going to use a different color yarn so you can see better. So you want a piece of yarn, kind of a long one, about 12 inches. We're going to lay it on the table. We're going to lay our bundle on the table, on top of the yarn. I know it doesn't look like it's on the top of my yarn there. Just trying to watch on the monitor to make sure you can see. And we're just going to tie around it, around the middle of it. And we're going to tie real tight. Then tie a knot. Okay. So there's that one. I'm going to do the other one. Lay it right on the yarn. So I'm going to tie it right around the middle. Pull it really tight. And then tie again. Tie another knot. Okay. So there's two bundles. This one's a little fatter. I just had more yarn on it. So I'm going to get these guys out of the way. I'm going to take my scissors. And now you can see there's loops. I'm going to stick my scissors in the loops and cut the loops open. See how they open up? Just make sure you cut all the loops open. Just turn this in your hand like a circle. All right, so now all the loops are opened. See how it's fluffy? And then I'm going to give it a haircut. And there we go. Now you have your pom-pom. That's how you make a pom-pom. And from there you can make your bird. You can make a silly monster. You can do all kinds of things with a pom-pom. How's that, guys?
That's great, Val. We're getting some very positive feedback. Everyone's
Good.
loving the birds, so thank you.
All right. And bring these guys back. We'll show you all the birds again. That was the first one I did before you guys got on. This was the second one I did. I showed you guys, I made this little white guy with a pink beak and long legs. And I gave him a hanger and some big, kind of bigger eyes. And this was the last guy that took his hanger off and I gave him silly, goofy eyeballs. He looks more like a monster than a bird. He's my monster bird.
So
Right.
great. We also have an attendee who made a monster with one eye.
Yay, I love it. Be creative. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Well, that's all I have, guys. Hopefully, if you want to see this again, pull it up again tomorrow and watch it and make some more pom-poms. And we'd love to see what you made. You can put it on Michael's Facebook page or have your parents do it or you're an adult do it and do hashtag make it with Michaels. I'd love to see what you've done.
Thanks, Val. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.